All right.
What's up, everybody? It's the L&D Project coming out of Colorado.
I am Lo,
Saturday.
the Mexican chupacabra.
I'm Dan, the Canadian polar bear.
And together we are the
L&D Project.
So we're getting pretty good at that. I like that. I actually listened to one of our podcasts where we said that, and I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
He likes it a lot.
So I'm going to go ahead and do our first dab here to get us started off. I forget what this strain is,
he's
but
got
it's right out of my
oil pen.
Oil pen today. It's
the
compact.
Oil pen.
It's versatile. No flames, so I'm not going to burn the house down.
Who's the manufacturer?
This is Starbuds, actually, here from...
Starbuds, out of Colorado.
I don't know if they're just in Colorado, but...
Out of Colorado. If you're in Colorado... I highly
there's
recommend
another camera up here you got to show it to.
There you go, YouTube. Look at all that oily goodness. Okay, where's the... Oh, there we go. Okay. I missed the camera. Look at all the oily goodness. And there.
All right.
There.
I want to smoke it now.
It even
show
had
it
the
off all there. Can I smoke it?
Even had the sticker, the THC sticker, to confirm that there is, in fact, weed oil in that pen. Yeah.
And that's how you do a dab in 2019.
Yep.
All right. Well, Dan. So fear of failure is one thing you wanted to talk about today. Fear of failure.
Well, it seems like there's
Are
just
you afraid of failing at something?
No, it just seems there's a lot more people talking on social media rather than going and actually talking to people, which I get the convenience aspect of it.
So you're not talking fear of failure as in like fear of failure in like life? Are you talking fear of failure in social situations?
Just more a generalized statement in life.
So what do you mean? Just people are fear
I will explain.
Well, please do, because I don't understand.
And a lot of people seem like they're spending more time on their phone rather than going out and just doing stuff. So, I think you just got to get out there. Experiencing stuff personally, physically, is always going to be more rewarding than, doing it on your phone, man. I mean, the phones are fantastic. I get it. The technology has come a long way. I mean, we didn't have this shit in the 80s. And, we get it. We get it. There was, we didn't know we were going to be walking around with computers in our pockets in like 1985.
You got a caller there, Dan. Pay attention.
Oh, we got a caller.
Coming to you right out of 1985, the L&D Project.
3, 2, 1. What's up?
Hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
What are you two fags up to? You 69 and you fucking homos? Half a fucking fag? Get the fuck out of here.
Nice. Where are you from?
Wow.
Somebody's having a bad fucking day.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
Well,
I'll tell you what, buddy. You want to ruin our day, you're going to have to try a lot harder than that.
I mean, we got haters.
Damn. Well, in fact, that kind of made my day, so I want to thank him for calling in, because I love when people call in shit talk. Shit talking is like 95% of my life. Yeah, well, it was a bad attempt at it. Oh, okay, here we go again. Let's see if this one's...
Turn it down.
What's up?
Hold on, 2, 1... Hello?
What's going on?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Good.
What do you want to talk
put
about?
each other's wieners in your mouth?
You put a wiener in your mouth?
Who has AIDS?
You have AIDS? What did you say he has AIDS and he put a wiener in his mouth?
AIDS? Do you have AIDS?
He said he has AIDS and he put a wiener in his mouth.
Mm.
Nice. Oh,
wow.
Good luck with that one too.
Wow.
That one, it's getting intense and it's getting a little hostile in here today. Have you ever tried deep fried hedgehog?
No, have you?
Periscope is on some stuff today. You guys are on another world today, Periscope.
Did everybody have a rough night last night?
Wow. Just
kind of working it out as you go?
I don't know. I have never had a deep fried hedgehog.
No.
I never have. But let me tell you, Paris.
Some countries.
It's not very often. Hedgehog. It's not very often that most people are having a worse day than I am, and you find people in a worse mood than me.
That's
right?
Very true.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people that know me would argue. However, these people on Periscope today are in a hell of a mood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not even staying to continue to talk shit. They just want to get it out and then get on to the next one.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you want to stay and have it out? We'll have it out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, milk. Good for the soul.
It's their first day on Periscope? Really?
No, it's a follower there. It's
If I pay you, would you mug me while wearing a hamburger costume?
How much we talking?
Yeah. I'm not, if we're talking, we're not talking about what you have in your pocket there, buddy.
Because if you want us to whip your ass, we'll whip your ass and wear whatever costume you want us to wear while we're whipping your ass.
Sicko.
Hey, this is America, man. If you like getting your ass whipped, we'd be more than happy.
By Hamburglar.
Although Dan could probably whip some ass more effectively than I can. So it's probably going to be your job there, Dan. I'll stand by for medical assistance. But you can do all the ass whipping there.
Yeah.
But this dab's for everybody having just a really bad day on Periscope today.
Yeah.
Because, man.
Jesus Christ, people. It's not that bad. You're in America. America. People don't get that.
What? That we're in America?
No, people don't get how bad the rest of the world has it. They don't how good they actually have it. Even if somebody making $15,000-$20,000 a year in America is in the top 1% in the rest of the world.
Yeah. Yep. Well, just because there's some countries.
I'm waiting for somebody to call in now and say, "Hey, you're a fucking fag."
Well, I mean, there's a lot of countries out there. I mean, like North Korea, for example, we were seeing when all that stuff was going on with North Korea and our president, that that they were saying that their soldiers were fleeing because things were so bad and they couldn't feed their people.
Of the world. Not exactly. Nope, just North America. But I watch a lot of
you watch a lot
footage.
Of
I watch a lot of footage about other parts of the world. So, but it's not the same as going there. No.
No, but I don't think you have to necessarily go there to know that other parts of the world have it worse off than you have it in America. I don't think you have to leave the homeland to know that you're privileged to be where you are. I don't think you have to leave the homeland.
So have you ever looked up the statistics?
Statistics of what? You have another comment there. Come on. I'm falling behind.
Oh. I watch a lot of wannabe while choking myself. Okay.
Wow. He chokes himself.
I don't think
What did that comment say?
Choking myself. I don't think it was. Yeah.
WNBA. While choking myself. Wow. Oh, okay. Well,
all right.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
How masochistic of you.
Yeah, we know what the women's basketball is. Yeah, we know. The part that I'm not concerned you're watching the WNBA. I'm concerned that you're choking yourself while watching the women's game. That's the part that's concerning me, not the basketball. The basketball's normal.
No, not choking.
No, he said choking. Well,
he didn't mean.
Oh, he means
the literal. He didn't mean the literal choking.
Oh well, I guess that's better than actually choking yourself, but.
At least that's what I took from it, but whatever.
Well, I took that he was mentally unstable.
So basically, most of the third world, which is, I mean, North America is like what, 10% of the whole world?
America?
Well, like if you look at it as a
There's
whole.
300 million people in America.
Yeah.
How many people are there in the world?
7 billion.
So then what is 300 million?
It's not a huge percentage.
Why are you having me do math live? You know I suck.
We don't have to do the exact number. I'm just saying that the average person in the world only makes.
No, I'm fucking terrible at math.
About $500.
Math is my worst subject.
$600 a year to live on like very little, like minimal.
See, now you showed everybody that I'm terrible at math. Way to go.
No.
Thanks, fucking Canadians.
No.
Coming here, ruining our society.
You said I'm terrible at math like 6 times.
Because you made me do math live on camera.
Nobody cares.
Thanks.
Nobody cares.
You want me to fucking make a algorithm next?
What?
I don't know.
All right.
I meant him, but you too. Oh, so they actually said you're bad at math, but I'm just going to admit that I'm equally as bad at it.
Well, we weren't trying to like get the exact number. I just know.
What was anyway the point in your math?
The point is a lot of people are complaining about their life in America, and it ain't that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, sure. Yeah, you can always compare it to the worst part in the world and be like, at least you're not living in the forest. Duh. But it doesn't mean you can be living in America and not be having a bad time. I don't think we should be discrediting everybody's problems. Everybody has their own problems.
Yes,
I think you are. You're like, everybody in America has it pretty good compared to China. Well, no shit. Or wherever you're talking about. Of course, there's parts of the world
in general
that I know. Of course, there's parts of the world that are worse than us, but it doesn't mean you can't be living here and be having a hard fucking time. It doesn't mean everything here in America is peaches and fucking roses.
No, but it's a hell of a lot better than other places. I didn't say that. You said that.
I think you didn't say it. I think that's kind of what you were implying.
I wasn't.
America's only number one in incarcerations and illegal drug purchases. It's like human 20 in. It's like number 20 in education. Yeah, we're not the smartest.
Well, yeah, but
as a nation, I will agree with that. We're not. In fact, you look at other people, and I'm just like, no, we're not. We're not a very smart nation.
No.
But I do think we're a very friendly nation. I do. I think most Americans genuinely are good people. However, I think there's a lot of like social, like, I don't know, like boundaries and guidelines and social stigmatisms that lead us to act certain ways towards certain people. But I think once you get into the core of most Americans, you'll find that most people are good. I mean, we go out and we socialize with a lot of people, and I find most people that we fucking hang out and talk to, most of them are good people. But you have assholes everywhere you go, but you're going to have assholes in every country.
I kind of have a theory on why it's like that. I think a lot of that has to do with the media. Not online social media, like news media outlets that take shit and blow it out of proportion. So
Friendly, have you seen the Nazi rallies in the South? Yeah, like I said, I didn't say 100% of Americans are friendly people. I said I think, in my opinion, most Americans are friendly. I didn't say all of us are good and all of us are friendly. No, there's piece of shit Americans, just like there's piece of shit Russians, piece of shit Germans, piece of shit people everywhere. There's piece of shit Americans just like that. If you're a Nazi, you're a white supremacist, you're a racist, you're a piece of shit. Just whatever. And if you're gonna do that and hold a rally like that and make that your part of it, then you're a piece of shit. So yeah, I agree. But do I think most Americans are at Nazi rallies? No. Do I think most Americans are racist?
Small percentage.
No, it's a small percentage of us.
That small percentage.
I think most Americans are hardworking individuals.
That small percentage are full of like some serious fucking dickheads.
Please don't run for office. You're terrible with statistics. Like I said, it's my opinion. Now, if you want to come at me with actual statistics from an actual poll that you know of, because you haven't given me any actual numbers for an actual poll. So if you want to argue with facts, then I'd be more than happy to argue with you with facts. That was just me stating my opinion. So if I can't run for office because I'm giving you an opinion, well, I don't think you should run for office because I don't think you know what freedom of speech is. Yeah. So anyway, moving on from politics.
And that's the thing. Why is everybody getting offended about other people's
That's
opinions?
Because that's the world we live in. If people can wake up any day and say, I'm offended by a cartoon from 1985, and all of a sudden it's a big damn deal. I was just listening to Joey Diaz and his guest talk about it, that now people can get offended from a joke you said 20 years ago and come back on you about something you did and demand an apology for something you did 20 years ago. Why wasn't the apology demanded 20 years ago, but it's demanded now?
Did that have anything to do with
you know why? It's because no, it's all part of this left-leaning, oh, we've all got to tolerate everybody. You know what? This is 2019 America. We're all born equal. We're all born the same. We're all born with the same privileges. We're all born equally. We're all born, and if you if you don't agree with that, then you're the wrong one, because the law says, the black and white law says, that we're all born with equal rights. And if anyone's going to try and stop that or argue with that or stomp on that or sway from that, they are the ones that are wrong. Because everyone that's born here is born equally, and we should all have the same opportunities, and we should all be treated the same.
Yes, but
and no, not everyone's going to agree with that, but the people that disagree with that are the ones that are wrong.
I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I'm just saying there are people that are still going to have an opinion, and it may not be. That's the thing. You have to be willing to live with the people that aren't going to maybe have to say, you don't have to like them, but you have to live in this country with them.
Dan, listen to this. This is now the second time this topic has come up on our podcast, and now I think it's time you let us talk about it.
What?
He said he's pro-genocide. Can we please talk about...
Why is everybody...
Because there's too many humans. Why are you for just letting everybody have babies and overpopulate our earth? Why are you for it? That is now the second person that has agreed with me.
When did I say that?
Well, you don't... Well, you said you don't agree with... You said you don't agree with me. You said you don't agree with me on people should have a license to have a baby because you said that's trampling on their rights.
It is.
Okay, fine. Do you think we should unleash a virus to kill 2/3 of the population?
Well, then you're just a tyrant.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking population control. It's a population control thing. And sure, if you don't want to do it by mass genocide, like, really, I think is the only way to solve it.
You're getting on a really slippery slope.
I'm saying governments, like, I'm just saying Mother Nature's been trying to help us out for millions of years here, and by trying to give us plagues and give us things to start killing off the weak in our society. And we're like, here, we've got a cure for that. Don't worry. And we've got another cure for it. Don't worry. And we're going to keep you alive. Don't worry. Let them die. Not everybody is a precious fucking soul. That is the point that I'm making.
Okay, no. But most of that stuff that makes them not a precious soul...
World War III
is taught to them.
Exactly, dude. We need.
Okay, but no.
I'm talking with the viewer. The viewer said World War III.
Okay.
Vaccinate people with arsenic. Haven't thought of that one before. This was my thought.
How old is this person?
Who cares? They're in on the conversation. Dan wants to know how old you are, but look, I'm not for, like, look. Fine. I just think something needs to happen. Fine, I think most people are good, whatever, but I think there's too many of us and we can't fucking control it. And just, everyone's running off having babies. People that don't have common sense, or I know people that, Dan, you've met some people that I know. I don't want to say names here because it's going to go on YouTube, but you know people we know people mutually that have kids that should not have had kids, and you cannot disagree with that.
Oh, 100%. Everybody knows people like that. So
why should we be allowing those people to keep having kids? Why? Because then those kids are going to grow up, and what are they? It's this vicious cycle that we're putting everyone in. And look, you need a license to drive a car. Okay. You need a license to hunt a goddamn fish. Why don't you need a license to bring another human life onto this earth? Why? Why? You should have to be qualified. We should make sure that you have enough money to support the child. We should make sure that you have a nice, safe home for that child to live in. We should make sure that you have an education plan for that child. We should make sure that you have enough money to feed that child. We should make sure that you have enough money to clothe that child, give that child warmth, electricity, all the things that it needs. Instead, we're just letting everyone have babies.
They're not letting, people are just doing
Yes, they are letting everyone have it. Yes, they are letting them because we're not stopping it. So yes, we are letting them.
Okay, but you can't license people
Why?
To have children.
No, why can't you? Why?
Because then it would no longer be America.
Dude, I'm not saying...
Then you're basically living in a communist country.
Fine, but they're restricting our rights. They want to restrict our rights on gun control. They want to restrict your rights on this. They want to restrict your rights on that. They want...
Okay.
But you can... But, don't tell people they can't bring another human life into this soul because they're irresponsible.
It's not a...
We're not saying...
It's not about if they can bring another life. It's about giving the wrong people control. All right.
Look,
if you say, okay, you need to set up a licensing system on who can have a baby and who can't. Well, then they're going to be like, okay, well, we're going to set up another licensing on how much money you can make.
No.
And then they're going to be like,
why would they go there? No.
And then that's just going to...
There is a legitimate reason. There is a legitimate reason. There is a legitimate argument to wanting to put a restriction on reproduction. There's a specific reason. There's a specific argument for it. I don't think you can hold the same kind of argument on restricting everybody's money or restricting everybody's speech or restricting anything. I think that a lot of people, I think we as a society could make the legitimate argument to restrict reproduction. There is a legitimate argument to be had there.
Okay, well then you need to find out how many people in America are having children out of wedlock, while they're not married.
What is that? No.
It has a lot to do with it.
No.
I'm trying to figure out statistics.
No.
So if you decide
to
have people not have kids and certain people not have children. So how many baby boomers are there that are retired? No. How many people that are already retired?
Yeah, I get it.
Are alive. You've got like half the population that is retired. If you're going to need further generations to keep the country going.
Look, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying not even you said, oh, well, then you're going to have to find out how many people are in wedlock. No, just because you're in wedlock doesn't mean you're qualified to have a fucking child either. Just because two fucking idiots got married doesn't mean we should allow those two fucking idiots to have a baby. If those two fucking idiots aren't going to have enough money to feed, clothe, and support that child, and they're not going to have enough good fucking common sense to raise that child up right, to be a productive member of society, then we should not be allowing them to have a child either just because those two fucking morons are married. Yeah. I know married people that shouldn't have fucking had kids. So just because you're married doesn't mean you're fucking qualified to have a kid either.
If you take that away from people, then you're just continuing, then they're just never going to learn. They're just going to be idiots.
City on the Bay said, best show on Periscope ever. Wow. Thank you, City on the Bay. We love you. Thanks for the shout out. We love you. Follow us on YouTube. We've got lots of our videos on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube, the L&D Project. You can also get our podcast on Google Podcast.
I just want to say I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying you're on a really slippery slope, dude. You're on a really fucking slippery slope.
Why is it slippery? Just because it's sensitive?
Because you're talking about licensing people. So we're people, you and me, to have children.
Yeah, and I think they should. What? Okay, look.
What else are they going to license us for?
Stop. I'm not, look. You tell me what's so wrong. You tell me what's so fucking crazy about this, okay?
Because you're going to turn America into something else.
No, stop.
Yes, you are.
You tell me what's so fucking crazy about this. You tell me what's so crazy about me saying, okay, this is the law now, okay? This is the law. when you say you want to have a baby, you have to come to this council, your state council, and say, hey, look, me and my wife here, we want to have a baby. We want to adopt a baby. We want to whatever. We want to have a baby. We need you to license us to be parents. We're going to say, okay, do you both have full-time jobs? Are you both working? What is your yearly income? A child roughly costs this much. Are you guys going to have enough food, water, clothing for the child? We're just making sure, what is your education plan for this child? How long have you guys been together?
First of all, it's roughly about
things like that. Exactly. And how many people, when they have a child, how many people have $250,000 even remotely ready to go?
Well,
I know people that have gotten each other fucking knocked up with 25 cents in the bank. Is that fucking smart? Is that smart?
Even people who would be qualified aren't going to. How many people do you know have $250,000 flush?
I'm not saying you have to have all $250,000 up front, but I'm saying you should at least, at a minimum, have to prove that you have a home with adequate space for a child. You've lived there for X amount of time. You pay X amount of rent. You have X amount of income. You have plans for education, food, clothing, all this stuff for 18 years for this child until it grows up.
Whoa.
Why is it so ridiculous to make sure that people are having children responsibly? People should be doing that on their own, and they're not. Before people have kids, they should sit down with each other and say, hey, look, before we fucking have a kid, we should make sure that we have enough food, water, money. We should make sure we both have decent jobs. We need to both make sure that we're at the point in our life to raise this child. If I'm full-time in my career, honey, and you're full-time in your career, we're not necessarily ready to start fucking raising babies right now, are we? Why is it so crazy to say, hey, we're going to make sure you're responsibly having kids? Why is that so fucking crazy?
It's not. There are people that are already in that position. There's large groups in America that live that way, that calculate all that stuff.
Yeah, that's the way everybody should be calculating before you bring another fucking soul.
Okay, you're talking about this one thing, but you're focused on this like group over here that, you know.
Yeah, the people that shouldn't be having babies. Yes, that's the group I'm focused on.
But you're focused on one group.
Fine. The other group, the people that naturally already do that, you're saying why should they have to get a license for it? Because they already do it. Getting a license for them is going to be fucking simple. They're going to walk in there. They're going to say, hey, we both got jobs. We've already thought about it. We've got a fucking plan. Look at all the thinking we've already done. We've thought about it a lot. We've got a fucking name picked out. We've already painted a fucking room. The council's going to look at them and say, you know what? They're fucking ready for a baby. Would you all agree? We agree. Go home and fuck. Here's your license. Congratulations. Have fucking 10 kids if you want.
And what are they going to, how are they
And it's done.
That? Are they going to change the Constitution to make that happen?
Yeah. Constitutional amendment. 2/3 of the Senate. Has to pass 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the Senate. Goes to the president's desk to be signed. Yeah. That's how you do it.
Uh-huh. And then how long do you think it's going to be before somebody else goes, well, you know what? That was pretty easy. What else can we change?
Like what?
Anything.
Like what? I had there was a legitimate defense. You name something you're afraid of them taking away because now the
freedom of speech.
Okay, now we're going to come at you here and say, whoa, hold on, you want to get rid of our freedom of speech? First of all, if it wasn't for our freedom of speech, we would have never been able to bring that abortion law in because we would have never been able to fucking rally and protest. We would never be that good. Freedom of they can't get rid of
Google's already doing it.
They cannot get rid of freedom of speech because that is fundamental to our fucking
Google's
to our society.
Already doing it. Do you know that? Google's already monitoring people and what they watch and what they say.
Yeah. Yeah. So we need to be more vigilant to make it like look, if you got a point, make sure your point gets out there. If you got something to say, make sure it gets out there.
I'm just saying you're opening a floodgate that you don't know how big it is.
Look, can it open sick people to say, oh, that was pretty easy they were able to get that child licensing act going. It'll be easy to restrict their freedom of speech, and then we could take away their guns, and then we could take all their money. Sure, it'll open the gate, and sure, it'll open the minds of people like that. But then that's just where we as a people need to stand up and say, whoa, ho, hey,
wow.
ho, look, we agree with the fucking licensing thing because that makes fucking sense. That makes common fucking sense when we sit down and think about it. You wanting to take away our guns, restrict our freedom of speech, wanting to restrict that doesn't make any fucking sense. Fuck you, shove it up your ass. That's what the people need to do.
Yeah, and do the people have a history of
yes, do the people of this country have a history of standing up as one, as a people, in times that it counts? Yes, we do. Are we perfect? No. But have we, as a people, stood up? Yes, we have. And do I think we can still continue to do that? Yes, we can. Especially with the younger generation. We're so fucking loudmouthed. God damn it, look at me. You think anyone's going to keep me from saying what I have to fucking say? You know, there's lots of other young people out there just like me. You're just as fucking loudmouthed as I am.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
And don't act like if you weren't a citizen of this country right now today, like you're going to be here in a couple of years, don't act like if you weren't a citizen, whatever. Don't act like if you weren't a citizen right now, today, you wouldn't be just as fucking loudmouthed with your opinion. You would be. Because that's how you should be. You're a fucking citizen. That's how it should be. You have an opinion, you fucking make your opinion. No, you stand up for your opinion. You stand up for the things you believe in. That's what makes us America.
Yes. And like I said, I'm not disagreeing with
you
about licensing people to have children, but...
And if somebody disagrees with me and somebody's like, whoa, hey, no, we don't like that. That's fucking terrible. That's a shitty idea. You shouldn't do that. If somebody disagrees with me that we shouldn't license people to have children, then I would welcome them to say, hey, whoa, we disagree with that. Because X, Y, and Z. This is why we disagree with it. And then I can come at them with my argument and say, well, I disagree with you because of X, Y, and Z. It's just a conversation people need to start having. And I don't think it's an unrealistic conversation to be had.
No, but it's, there's a lot of potential there for a lot of shit.
I get it, but then if, let's say we do it, okay? Let's say now, boom. 10 years from now, you need a license to have a kid. Boom. We did it, Dan. Congratulations. We did it. We fucking took it to the House, to the Senate, President's desk. We fucking did it, Dan.
Uh-huh.
We're going to make a dent in fucking population control. We fucking did it. I just
want you to know that was not a legitimate high five.
We did it, okay? We did it. Now somebody's standing up and they're like, whoa, now we want to, no more freedom of speech. You guys can't. Nice. Then we need to stand up just as equally as loud and just as aggressive and say, hey, fuck you, you're not taking away my freedom of speech.
But it never starts that way. It starts off as a little tiny fucking spark.
Like what?
Like what Google is doing right now. Starts off something just little.
Fine. So if it's already going on, why can't I start licensing?
It's usually, and then, people come and say something,
I know, I agree with you.
To keep freedom of speech. But then you've got this massive fucking dragon, Google, that is for them, throwing $50 million at a problem is like reaching in their pocket and throwing pocket change at something.
Yeah, but then you just gotta, like I said,
I'm just saying
I'm just saying, should we be afraid to do something that's beneficial to us because other people are going to try and abuse what we did?
It's like that old saying, man.
Dan, you could have said that about... Dan, no, hold on. You could have said that about civil rights. You could have said, well, if they give the African Americans the rights to vote, that's going to open doors for all kinds of shit. No. Are you going to constitutionally change that? Yeah, they did. They constitutionally fucking changed it.
First of all, you're talking two different things.
No, I'm not.
You're talking about people's right to have a child versus...
They shouldn't be a fucking right. We are not... We don't need... The human population is not in danger of fucking going away anytime soon.
So what's the difference between having the right to have a child and everybody being equal?
Look, they're both fucking high quality, sensitive, fucking... Well, you talk about it even a little bit, people get touchy about it, okay? You're saying, if you take something like that and you change it constitutionally, it's going to open it. They did. They took equally, maybe even more touchy fucking subject, and they did it. They fucking passed it through the House and the Senate, and now fucking no. If you're a racist, you're a fucking piece of shit. It's illegal as shit, and you shouldn't be a piece of shit. Why can't we? Why? Oh, because it's fucking touchy. Oh, you shouldn't tell people what they could do. They won't like. People don't like telling you.
I am happy to talk about it all day long, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that people are afraid to talk about it. At least I'm not. I'm saying that if you do something like that, and you leave it up to the government and all the people that make up the rules, you're basically giving them, maybe not right now, maybe not now, maybe not in 10 years, maybe in 15 years, basically kind of carte blanche to change any fucking law on the book they want.
Dan, we can already change any law in the book that we want. You just have to pass it through 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate, and it has to be signed by the president.
What I mean is things in our Constitution.
And you know how fucking hard that is to do? You know how hard it is to get our government to agree on fucking anything, let alone 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate? You know how fucking impossible that is? Our government can't even fucking agree on what to order for lunch. It's gonna be fucking hell to get something like that passed. The Democrats? The Democrat. You're like Ponyboy for you're like Ponyboy defense for the fucking Democrats.
The Democrats, the ones that are going fucking nuts right now.
Yeah, they would take the exact same stance that you're taking.
No.
Oh, you want?
I don't consider myself a Democrat.
Everybody's precious, and everybody should be able to make a precious little precious life into it. Fuck you. Not everybody's precious, okay?
Those words,
there's some real fucking piece of shit fucking people out there. Yeah. Let's all fucking admit it.
Okay,
and maybe I'm one of them. Okay. Maybe I'm one of them. Maybe I go to the council and they're like, Lo, you can't have a baby. You're a piece of shit. We don't want more of you.
Shut up for
Fine.
I did not, those words did not come out of my mouth.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's the side that they would take.
Why do you keep putting words in my mouth?
I'm not. I'm just saying, because that's the side of the aisle that you're taking. So I'm saying that's the side.
No, I'm taking my side. I'm not like, don't lump me in with those people.
I'm saying the other, if this were to ever be a national conversation, I believe those would be the people that would oppose it. Maybe, in my opinion. Maybe it'd be the Republicans. Who knows? Because the Democrats are all for, the Democrats are all for her choice and let us have abortions and you can't tell me what to do with our body. So they're all pro-choice. And then all the conservatives are pro-life. So who knows? Maybe the Republicans would have a real fucking hard time with it.
What are you?
You can't tell people what.
Are you pro-choice or pro-life?
I'm independent. Am I pro-life or pro-choice? I actually did a study. I did an argument and a paper on this in college. And it was like, we did an argument and my stance on it was that I was assigned to take the opposition stance against it. I was supposed to be against it. And ultimately where I landed was I thought, and what I argued for was that there should be, much like I've argued today, like a council for having a license, there should be a council for abortion, and we should allow abortions, yes, but in cases of rape and in cases of incest and in cases of where maybe you find out the child's not going to be born completely healthy, and maybe in cases where maybe if the mother goes through with the birth, it could affect the mother's health.
I found this out.
In situations like that, I think abortions are necessary, and I think they should be allowed to have them. However, do I think fucking Jackie and fucking Jack and Diane should be allowed to go fuck in the backseat of the fucking car and fucking go, oh man, my dad's going to be real mad. You better go get a fucking abortion. Let's go. Do I agree people should be using it as birth control? No. If you fucked up and you had a fucking kid because you didn't use the fucking technology that was available to you, called a fucking condom, or fucking called the pill, or called whatever, if you were irresponsible and you fucking have a kid, you should have to fucking raise it because you know what?
Kind of part of my point. If you fuck up and you have a kid, you should be responsible for that child.
Yeah. But saying no, but see, then that goes,
and you should make them responsible and
and maybe that's where you go with that law. Maybe that's
the easy way out.
Exactly. Maybe that's where we go with that law. Maybe we say, okay, look, guys, you now need a license to have a fucking kid, okay? You have to come and apply for it. And if you do all the proper planning and you guys do all the proper common sense shit that you're supposed to do before you have a kid, it's going to be like that for you to get your license. We want you guys to have kids. We need people to continue to have kids. That's how the human race is going to continue to grow. However, if we find out 2 little fucking college kids are going around fucking, and we find out they end up in the emergency room 9 months later and she's fucking pregnant and wanting to deliver a baby, and we say, where's your license? And they say, we don't have one. That is now a criminal fucking that is now, in my opinion, should be a felony. That is now a criminal felony they both committed. They both committed criminal felonies. Mm-hmm. And now for their punishment, the government is going to step in and oversee that they take care of that child to the T. They are both going to get good jobs. They are both going to take care of that child. They're going to get education. They're going to do all the fucking shit that you should do when you have a kid. And if we see that you're fucking failing, we're going to send you both to jail with your felony charges and incarcerate you, and then the child's going to be put into adoption.
Our government doesn't pay for that shit now.
Okay. Is it going to have to be funded? Yeah, it's going to have to be funded, but you know what? They're funding all kinds of other stupid fucking shit. How many fucking nukes do we need? Jesus Christ!
It's not that. It's the idiot.
Oh, please, it's that. Have you seen our military budget?
Yes, but it's also the idiot that wants like $250,000 to go study butterflies in South America. Yeah, so fuck that guy, and then use that money to fucking fund it, okay? He's doing something that's going to cure...
Or whatever, fucking taxes for it. I would be okay with a little bit more of my tax money going to something like that. If it's going to... if in fucking 10 years I'm driving down and I'm like, God damn. You know, that older population, the baby boomers are starting to die off. You know, the older population's starting to go away. People aren't having kids all willy-nilly anymore. Traffic's starting to open, you know, like that Bill Burr joke. It would fucking happen. People would then start to see that it fucking happens. It would take time for it to happen, but he says it so well that eventually people would be like, you know what, this is way better than before everyone could have fucking kids. You can go to Walmart and start fucking shopping for shit. It just makes sense because it would happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm very passionate about it. I don't think anyone should be allowed to have a kid. I don't. I feel very passionate about that. And I think we should have licenses.
I know what you're saying. Yes, I agree. But I mean,
and if you have a kid without a license, it's a fucking felony. And if you don't raise that kid, if you're not gold star fucking parents because you had that kid without a license, if you don't turn out to be gold star fucking parents, we're throwing both of your asses in jail as felonies.
Well then,
and that'll light a fire under their ass to be God-given fucking parents. Well, because that child is the only reason you're both not in jail. And if anything happens to that child, you're both going away for life.
That's a little harsh.
No, it's not harsh. You shouldn't have had a kid without applying for a fucking license. How come he didn't have on a fucking condom? Well, and how come you weren't on the fucking pill?
I mean, you're talking about a human
Fuck!
You're talking about a human life.
Exactly. And then these kids are born into fucking bad situations and drug-addicted parents. And you see it all. You know, we know. Yes. Why is that okay? It's not.
No, but...
And even kids that are born into poverty, kids that are born into low fucking housing, that shouldn't be allowed to either. You shouldn't be having a fucking kid if you could barely take care of yourself.
Yeah, but...
Like right now.
Okay, if you do that, it's going to have to be kind of like... so when you get licensed to drive...
Yes.
Yes. You have to be 16.
Yeah.
So at a certain point...
21.
There's going to be...
21.
There's going to be a time when you can get the license, and there would have to be a cutoff when you're no longer eligible to get that license.
No. Because scientifically, men can make babies till the day they die. So why should we cut that gene off?
Women can't.
Women can't. So women need to say apply when they're earlier. But women know that. Women know that about themselves. Women know that about themselves anyway. Women know in their life, if I'm going to have a baby, I need to do it before X amount of age because it just won't happen. But if the law is there, they say, I need to apply for a license before X amount of age or it won't happen.
We're not talking about that group. We're talking about the fuck-up group.
Okay, so what about the fuck-up group doesn't care?
Right. So they could end up getting pregnant when they're like some lady like in her late 40s.
Yeah.
Which is not going to be
easy. Did she apply for a license?
It's really hard on their body at that age.
Did she apply for her license at any time?
And the man, do you know any dude that wants to be raising a kid when he's like in his late 40s?
Did either of them apply for the license at any time in their life? Are either of them licensed to own a kid? Did they apply for it in their 20s?
I don't know. That's what they would have to figure out.
Look, if you apply for a license at any...
That's what the government would have to figure out.
No. I've already got it figured out. If you apply for a license at any time in your life, you are then thereby licensed for life to have a kid. You can have a kid, as many kids as you want for your life. You are legal to have kids. Go out, fuck. Have 50 kids if you want, please. That's on you. Have 10 now, have 10 tomorrow, have 10 in 5 years. It's up to you. Have as many as you want when you want to have them. But you better have the fucking license when you go to the emergency room to have that baby delivered. Because if we deliver that baby and you don't have the license, you both just committed a felony. Yeah. That is what I'm saying.
I know. And how many people do you think would end up being in breach of their license?
What do you mean? You're not. How are you ever going to be in breach? What you mean? You mean having kids without applying for it?
No, I mean having the license and then not having the ability to raise the child.
Well, then that's when, again, somebody calls in, Child Protective Services. Child Protective Services comes in and says, you both licensed fucking parents? Are you even licensed to have this kid? Because look at this fucking dump hole. If you, let me see your, oh yeah, we both have license. We applied for it when we were 20. We're 40 now. Let me see it. Okay, well, see here, you guys fucking both agreed to fucking, if you bring a kid in, you had to have all this shit done. You're in breach of your fucking license. We're revoking your license. You're in breach of your license. That's a fucking felony. If you don't become A-star fucking parents and turn this shit around and start raising this fucking kid the way you fucking agreed to, we're going to rip this kid from you and you're both going to jail. This kid now is your only freedom. So fucking you better start fucking being in compliance with your license.
I don't know, man.
I don't see what licensing would... I don't see how licensing could be so bad. I really don't. I've thought about it a lot. I really fucking have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one way to go, but nobody knows if any of these ideas or opinions or things are the right way to go. I mean, if you're willing to roll the dice and see, I guess, but that's up to the fucking government. You know, and that's...
But we're the people. We can say what we want and we can take it to the government. Yeah, but we can say, hey, we're the people. You're the government. This is what we want. Make it fucking happen. We're voting your asses out.
Really?
Yes.
How many people do you know that actually have the ability to vote? Don't vote?
A lot. But
right.
Does that mean that can't change with younger generations?
I don't know.
Does that mean I can't convince people of my generation and younger generations to say, hey guys, you know what? We've got a really fucking important thing here that the older generations kind of... So like my mother has the right to vote and she has never voted not once in her life. American citizen, has every single, no felonies, no nothing, clean record, has every single right to fucking vote, should vote, has never voted for anything, has never voted not once. And I think that's a crying fucking shame.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my mother all the time, if all of you people that don't vote, if all of you people that don't vote that are eligible to vote were to get together in a room and say, hey, I know none of us have ever voted before, but let's all vote this election. Who do we want to be the election? And you are all to go vote for the same. You guys could turn the election. You guys could elect who you want.
But that's kind of my point is I don't think a lot of people really understand that, the election is based on one vote. It takes one vote to either win or lose an election.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't get that.
No, they don't.
And they think their vote isn't going to matter.
Right. So we've got just a little over 10 minutes here. What do you think, do you know, I mean, you're not American, but do you know about our, the details of like how our elections work? Do you understand like our popular vote versus our electoral college? Do you understand all that?
No.
So I could explain it to you. It's real fucking easy. So this is basically when the country got founded, the founding fathers sat together and they said, okay, look, we're going to elect our president because that's the way George wants it to be done. George doesn't want to be king. We're going to all vote. Whoever gets the most amount of votes is going to be the new king or president. Sorry, George, we keep saying king. We mean president. They say, okay, but then they're like, whoa, hold on. If New York gets really big and Texas gets really big and California gets really big, and, they're the most heavily populated states.
Right.
If those states are all liberal, mostly liberal, and then the rest of the country wants the conservative candidate, it doesn't even matter because those three states can just sway the whole fucking vote. We need a way to even it out. So that way the smaller states like Maine and Colorado and Kentucky have just as much as a say as the big states with lots of people as California and New York and Texas.
Well,
they found a way to even it out. So they said, okay, look, I believe it's 280. You need I believe it's 280 electoral votes you need to get to the president. You need I believe it's the road to 280. But I think it's 280 electoral votes you need. So, but basically what they did is
280 electoral votes.
Electoral votes.
For what?
For the president. So basically when we all go to vote, okay? We all go to vote, and then the government said, okay, Texas, there's like way more of you than there is people in Colorado. That's not fair. You guys are going to you guys basically overpower their vote. They basically, this is what we're going to do. You guys have 4 electoral college votes, because there's lots of you, and you guys have like 4 districts or whatever. Based on their population, it's based on populations.
For Texas?
For everybody. It's based on population. They have 4 electoral votes. In Colorado, your population is this, so we're going to give you 3 electoral votes. So they have more people than you, but now you have 3 votes. You have 3 votes, and they only, like, let's say now they only have 2 votes, or maybe you both have 3. So it's the electoral how many is all averaged out by population. And it's just to keep it under, to kind of keep it fair. And so that's the way it works. But now people are saying, whoa. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. More people in America voted for her to be president.
Uh-huh.
But Donald Trump won the presidency because he had way more electoral votes. A bigger percentage of the population wanted Trump president. A bit, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, like just because 40% of Kentucky wanted Trump to be president, 40% of Kentucky is like 0.5% of big, of like Texas or something, And those aren't accurate numbers. I'm just saying. So because Kentucky feels real strong about that, their opinion won't mean shit if all of Texas stands up to him and says, "We outvote them, fuck them, and we have 300 other people that aren't even counseling out there." You know what I mean?
Right. So
it's just to keep it fair. And now my question is to you is, a lot of people now have said we should move towards an election where it's 1 vote, and that 1 vote per person, most amount of votes is who we elect president, and they're trying to abolish the electoral college. What do you think about that? And you're about to be a citizen here in the next year or so. So
I don't know. I haven't seen it in action enough to really feel I can give an action.
Well, I know, but just now kind of looking opinion. In, would you rather see it as whoever gets the most votes, they're president, 1 vote, 1 person, whoever gets the most votes, they get to be president, whatever? Or do you like the idea of the electoral college with kind of keeping it all even? And, I like the electoral college, and it's been that way and that's just the way our system works. And,
I don't know.
I like it because you have to.
I don't know enough about it to give an accurate opinion.
I like it because I think the politicians have to go then into the states and make sure that even the small counties in other states are voting for them and say, hey, look, even though Maine, even though there's not that many of you, even Nebraska, even though there's not that many of you, they still have to go to those places and they still have to campaign there. And Nebraska's votes count just as much as California's votes. Because if not, they'd spend all their fucking time in New York, Texas, California,
Right.
We would never... Our votes wouldn't count if we got rid of the electoral, in my opinion. It's worked that way for so long. That's the way it's been. And now I just think people are crying because this past election, it didn't work out the way most people wanted it to. That's the way elections work. You know what? In 4 years, the election might turn and it might not work out. It might work out the way the majority of people want it to, and then the rest of the other percentage of people are going to be crying. That's just America. Sometimes you're crying. Sometimes you're happy. Sometimes you're crying. Sometimes you're happy. That's America. Yeah. Deal with it. Stop being so fucking offended at everything.
But Trump, you like him or you hate him. He's the first president in how many years to go into South Korea? Was it South Korea?
North Korea.
North Korea.
He's the first president in. I think he is the first ever sitting U.S. president to ever step foot in North Korea. The first ever sitting U.S. president.
And went and actually talked with
Kim Jong-un.
That guy.
Yeah. And he's handling it. I remember during 2015, 2016, I remember because I had just started that nursing job down over there.
And nobody else wanted to do it. Everybody else wanted to just talk and be like, but nobody actually wanted to be like, go over there and be like, so what do you want?
Well, and I remember like 2015, 2016, before Trump got into office, they were shooting off rockets all the time, and they were like, oh my God, this one can hit California, this one can hit Africa, this one can hit Texas. Oh God, they could strike anywhere in America. They're running all these tests. Oh no. When's the last time you heard shit about North Korea acting aggressively towards us? Mm. You know why? Because it's fucking working. Trump's doing his job. Yeah, he's an asshole. You know why? Assholes get shit done.
Well, no.
And that's why I voted for him. I voted for him because he wasn't fucking nice. Because you know what? He's getting shit done, isn't he?
No. I mean, that's the way he portrays himself, I guess, in the media. But he didn't go into it with an agenda. His agenda was to make a difference.
Exactly, and that's always my argument when people say, oh, Trump, he's going to ruin America and he's only about it for himself. What I always say is, you know what? And I've made the argument before is, I think most liberals that hate Trump would agree with me. I always ask them, do you think Trump's an egomaniac? Do you think he's narcissistic? Do you think he's all about himself? And they always say yes. Why? Because he is. I agree. He's a narcissist. And is a narcissist going to put his name on a presidency and then run America into the ground and make it the worst presidency we've ever fucking seen with the worst economy and America in shambles? He doesn't want his name on that shit. He wants his name to go down in history as when Trump was in office, they had the best economy and things were booming and...
Wow.
You know what? So what? He's an asshole. Assholes get shit done.
Yeah.
You know? So, we're coming up for a minute here.
I don't think he's an asshole.
I don't think he's an asshole either. I think he just comes off as one in the media, like you said. That I think that's just how he portrays himself. I think if you could meet the guy personally and hang out, I think he'd be a very fucking nice guy. Just because of that, because he's an egomaniac and he's like, oh, I'm Trump, I'm so cool. He'd be like, hey, you want a martini? Here's $100. You want a massage? Okay. My house is your, he'd probably wine and dine you.
But I think the reason he is, I mean, he's been a businessman. He's been a real estate investor for how long?
Right.
And he knows, and he's like, I mean, before he even ran for president, he was a household name.
Right, exactly.
You don't get that way by not knowing how to run a business. And, like, you don't get that way by doing business, like, timidly. You got to go out. Badly. You got to go out and you got to find the deals. You got to make the deals. You got to make those deals. They can't just be a win for you. It's got to be a win-win. If there's 3 people involved, it's got to be a win-win-win. Everybody has to profit from that deal. He realizes that.
Yep. Well, then.
And, like him or hate him, he's making a difference.
I'm going to do one more dab, Dan. Is there any closing remarks you'd like to make? We've got about 2 minutes here before we sign off. Any closing remarks? For episode 9.
9.
Wow.
9. We're about to hit double digits.
We're growing up.
Just I hope everybody has a good weekend. Drive safe. If you have to, take an Uber.
All right, everyone. That's it for the
L&D
Project. You heard it from the Canadian polar bear here. Take an Uber if you have to. Stay safe. No drinking and driving. And You know what? Fucking vote.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fucking vote. If you can vote, fucking vote.
Could make the difference.
And you know what I always say? If you don't vote, you can't complain. And I love to complain. So if you're like me and you love to complain, vote so we can complain together. And everyone, that's it for us. The L&D Project. Remember, never lie, steal, or cheat. But if you must lie, lie in the arms of the one you love. And if you must steal, steal away from bad company, like this guy. And if you must cheat, cheat death. Because you know what? Fuck that guy. I swear to God. All right, guys. We love you. Catch you next time for episode 10 on the L&D Project.
Yeah, episode 10.